Hello respected teachers, my name is Nitin Tyagi, roll number 101, and the topic of my seminar is Meckel's diverticulum. So let's get started. So Meckel's diverticulum is a true diverticulum as it contains all the three layers of intestine formed by the persistent proximal part of vitellointestinal duct. In the embryonic life, the apex of the midgut loop communicates with the yolk sac through the vitellointestinal duct. Suppose this is fetal midgut. This is anterior abdominal wall, this is yolk sac, and this is VI duct. This VI duct is also known as omphallomesenteric duct. And during the natural course of gestation, in the fourth week, it is connected with the midgut to yolk sac. And in the sixth week, this connection is obliterated. Now, if this connection is not obliterated, two conditions will arise. In the first condition, the whole of the VI duct present and there is persistent connection between the foregut and anterior abdominal wall. This condition is known as VI fistula. And in the second condition, only the proximal part of VI duct can be present, and this condition is known as Meckel's diverticulum. Now let's look at the rule of 2. Its incidence in the general population is 2%, and most common location in the Meckel's diverticulum is 2 feet proximal to ileocecal junction, mostly 2 inches in length. Male to female ratio is 2:1. Two types of ectopic tissue may be present in Meckel's diverticulum, that is gastric and pancreatic. Now, since the Meckel's diverticulum consists of pluripotent cells, which can give rise to new type of cells, the gastric tissue is the most common, which can secrete the acid and can lead to ulceration of Meckel's diverticulum. Now here I am drawing 3 diagrams for the better understanding of Meckel's diverticulum. As I already said above, the vitelline duct is generally obliterated by the 6th week of intrauterine life. So this diagram shows VI duct connecting to midgut loop. This is mesentery, this is hindgut, this is cecum, this is VI duct, and this is yolk sac, midgut loop, and foregut. As you see, vitellointestinal duct connecting midgut loop with yolk sac. Now, this is a diagram of Meckel's diverticulum. Its apex may be free or attached to the umbilicus by the fibrous band. Meckel's diverticulum is attached to the antimesenteric border of the ileum. This is mesentery, again this is Meckel's diverticulum, umbilicus, and anterior abdominal wall. And this is the diagram of Meckel's diverticulum. Now here I am drawing the diagram of Meckel's diverticulum as seen during surgery. Occasionally, Meckel's diverticulum have small regions of gastric mucosa. It may be involved in other diseases similar to those of intestine. This green color is mesentery. This is Meckel's diverticulum, mesentery, and the diagram of Meckel's diverticulum as seen from surgery. Look at the clinical features of Meckel's diverticulum. Most patients having the Meckel's diverticulum are asymptomatic, but if present, the most common symptom is painless rectal bleeding, which can be in the form of melena. Other complaints in Meckel's diverticulum can be due to intestinal obstruction, volvulus. Meckel's diverticulum can also be complicated by excess secretion of acid, which leads to acute diverticulitis. Diagnosis. The most important test can be used in the Meckel's diverticulum is technetium-99 pertachnate scan, also known as Meckel's scan. It detects ectopic gastric tissues. Now treatment. The Meckel's diverticulum is treated only if it is symptomatic and surgically resected. This is pretty much about the Meckel's diverticulum. Thank you.